Well, good morning. Here it is. It's Monday morning, and it's January the 16th. And anyway, I had to think about it for a minute there. Hope that you had a wonderful weekend. Hope that you're doing well. And anyway, this morning I want to share a devotional entitled "Will You Choose Comparison or Contentment?" The first step to becoming, a contented person is just to stop comparing yourself to others. The problem is that comparison is our favorite pastime. We're all guilty of it. We do it all. We all have that problem at one time or another. And because we do it all the time. You walk into somebody's house and the first thing you do is you make comparisons. I like that floor. I like those drapes. Wow. What a television. That's sometimes something I even notice. You think to yourself, well, my house doesn't look anything like this. Or you walk past somebody and you think, well, I wish I looked like that. I don't think I've looked very good today. You're constantly comparing, and it can keep you frustrated. The thing is, you've got to stop that. All of us do. If you're going to learn contentment in life, you've got to stop comparing your life to everyone else's. You also must learn, to admire, be able to admire without having to acquire something. You need to learn to rejoice in other people's prosperity, without getting envious and, maybe feeling like you need to also be that way. Now, here's what I think is a great principle that many people don't understand. You don't have to own it or, to enjoy it. Now, maybe you like to vacation in the mountains, but why would you have to buy a mountain cabin, when you can just rent or maybe even possibly borrow, a friend's cabin, that one time a year that you may go to the mountains. Ownership isn't the only way to enjoy something. We have found that in our lives. Not making comparisons, isn't just a good idea. Listen, it's a commandment from God. In Exodus chapter 20, verse 17, it says this: "You shall not covet anything that belongs to your neighbor." You see, coveting is the uncontrolled desire to acquire something. It's such an important sin, to avoid, that it's included in the Ten Commandments. The word covet in Greek, it means that you grasp something so tightly that you can't let it go. If God, ever gives you something and He tells you to give it away and you can't, then you don't own it. It owns you. You see, God's not saying that you should never desire anything. Desires are not wrong in and of themselves. In fact, many of your desires come from God. But when a desire is uncontrolled, it becomes coveting, and you compare yourself to others, and you think you must have more. See, that uncontrolled desire for something that it's not yours is sinful. And so it leads to all kinds of problems. But desire isn't always negative. In fact, nothing can be accomplished unless you desire to do it. You can't become more like Christ without desiring to become, more like Christ. You can't be a more loving person without desiring to be a more loving person. You can't be a more generous person without desiring to be a more generous person. This kind of, Christ-like, contented life, it only happens when you learn not to compare. The thing is, when you compare, that leads to coveting. And when you covet, you can't be content. the book of Ecclesiastes says it simply this way. In Ecclesiastes chapter 6, verse 9, it says, "It is better to be satisfied with what you have than to be always wanting something else." I pray that not only for myself, but for you also, and you guys out there, that we would be contented people, in the life that Christ has given us and in the things that He has given us, and that we wouldn't always be comparing ourselves, with one another and what that person has or what that person may be able to do. But anyway, I hope that we are contented with the life that Christ has given us. But we desire to be more Christ-like every day. And so anyway, I hope you have a wonderful day. Remember, Angie and I, we love you guys, and Lord willing, I'll see you tomorrow morning. God bless you.